You're listening to the Pal Pad, a VGC podcast where Dweeha and I go around the VGC community to get to know people just a little bit better.
But Paul, today's a special day.
Well, what makes it so special?
Well, today's Wednesday.
Well, what happens on Wednesday?
Usually on Wednesdays, we like to go around telling these things called war stories.
This is Warstory Wednesday. Vancouver, 2013. It's the first Worlds tournament outside of the United States.
Yeah, that was a great tournament.
It was a pretty awesome tournament. A lot of cool things happened. But the most important part is a lot of people didn't get passports.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't realize that was a thing. I, luckily, the moment they announced Vancouver, I went out and got my passport.
Yeah, that's actually the same with me.
Yeah.
When they announced Vancouver in 2012, the first thing my mom said was, "We're getting you guys passports." It's like, thanks, Mom.
Yeah. So that was the first time I've been outside of the United States since I went to Canada in 2006. Actually, it's 2005. I was doing a road trip, and we went up to Niagara Falls. So back then, you didn't need a passport. They were letting people go through. So it's the first time I ever needed a passport. And it was pretty awesome, you know. The passport process, not so much, but just leaving the country. I mean, now people do it all the time, but back then, leaving the country to go play Pokemon is pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's cool. It's awesome.
Yeah, people, they go, because of Pokemon, we've gone all kinds of places that I've never would have been before. And Vancouver is one where I'm happy I went. It's something, it's a city I really love now.
I think a lot of people look back on Vancouver and they may say it was the greatest city that Worlds was ever held in.
I think I agree with that. The best city, maybe not the best experience overall, maybe, but it definitely ranks up there for me.
I actually kind of remember a tale about some other players that thought that they could bypass that whole passport thing with just driving, and I'm like, might want to think about how borders work. But anyways, yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that happened in this tournament, and this is Maylee's Worlds tournament. Now, for people who don't know, Maylee's my sister, and this was her first season, and I was basically coaching her up. This is the culmination of her season. You know, she won a few regionals. She did extremely well and got second at nationals. That entire building was rooting for her. And unfortunately, she didn't win it. But because she did so well, she got me, since I was the coach, free trip up to Worlds. And that was exciting. My dad, he got involved. He wanted to go. He wanted the free trip. But I was like, oh, come on. I did all the work. Well, Maylee did all the work. And I also wanted to play as well. And so he ended up buying a ticket as well. And that was maybe not the start, but he started getting involved overall, just watching Maylee, because he started getting really invested after that tournament, just because he saw what could become of doing well at nationals.
That was really his first tournament watching Maylee play. Yeah, I remember I was with you throughout most of the season.
Yeah,
your dad was never there. It was really just you and Maylee.
Yeah, we went to Long Beach. We went to Utah. Went to nationals. Just me and Maylee. And this is the first time my dad got involved, and he saw how awesome it was. Just watching the people play, how invested people get,
how much fun Maylee
was having. It wasn't just a way for me to get free trips, because that's how I wanted it originally. Is she's my backup. If I don't do well, I'll still get a free trip, and I can continue to progress through the season. But then she started doing well and getting invested, and I got invested in that, and Vancouver was the culmination of that season. And because of her, I even got to go. So a lot of that, I can't thank her enough for that. She did well, and it made me excited and just to watch her do that.
I think was that also like going back to the whole your parents getting involved. I feel like that was also one of the first times that your parents actually saw you.
Yeah.
At a tournament, right?
Yeah. They never really. I would say, oh, I'm going to regional and so, I'm doing this, doing that.
What was it? Seattle? Wasn't like Seattle 2010? You told us, hey, like,
yeah.
I never told my parents that we were gonna go up to Seattle.
Yeah, I didn't tell my parents I was going to play Pokemon in Seattle that year. And then
in 2010.
In 2010, they found out a few months later. Like, why didn't you tell us you're a Pokemon champion? I'm like, yeah, but this is about Vancouver.
Sorry. But
yeah.
It's back to your parents.
But yeah,
getting involved.
that's when they got really involved. Vancouver, the culmination of Melee season, and also the culmination of my season. I mean, I'll get to the tournament in a bit, but just it's this very special tournament to me in my heart, my mind, because of reasons like that. Yeah, we got the trip. We went down to we drove because we lived about an hour and a half from the major Los Angeles airport, LAX, and that's the only one that had a direct flight in the area. So we drive down to LA early morning. We had to leave like 3 or 4 a.m. just to make like an 8 a.m. flight or something like that, and it was rough, but. Again, like when you go to these tournaments, like Worlds or Nationals, and you see all the people in the area are on these flights, and it's like I saw King of Cons, King of Mars now just there with his dad, and just it's like a community, all going and then migrating somewhere. It's just it's something really awesome about just recognizing all these people on these flights and stuff, and it was pretty neat. I mean, an eventful flight. I did see, I can't remember the mountain outside of Seattle.
Rainier.
Mount Rainier, yeah. That was the first time I saw that from the air. That was pretty awesome. And then we land in Vancouver, get through the customs and all that.
How was customs for you?
I don't really remember much. It was pretty uneventful. I've been through that airport so many times now.
They actually knew why me and we were there.
I think
did they ask you that?
I think they did.
Yeah,
I think they remembered and like, oh, Pokemon, okay. They remember that. Like I went there a few months ago for the Dota International. I said, yeah, I'm here for Dota. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so it seemed pretty uneventful overall. Taking the train was kind of an experience because we didn't have any money, I guess.
Yeah.
And my dad's like sitting in front of the ticket thing trying to figure out what to do. And then I think he ends up just withdrawing a ton of money accidentally. and it was all, of course, Canadian dollars, so it was kind of it was useful there, but we get on the train and then I bump into someone.
Yeah. Okay, I see where this is going. Yeah.
They said they were sorry. I'm like, that is so Canadian. The first person I talked to outside of the airport says they're sorry to me.
They're just so much nicer.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, I love Canada, and the people there. It is super stereotypical. Like, I guess every country has their stereotypes, and the Canadian one is definitely true.
They're just nice people.
Yeah. And he said he was sorry, and I was like, no, I bumped into you. It's and it was that just adds on the experience, like how nice the people are there, and I still can't get over when I bumped into that guy because it's happened like after that. I visited the city several times, and they're some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. We get to the venue after stepping over a few homeless people because that area was full of a lot of homeless people. Which hotel did they put you in? The one that was right on the water next to the terminal for the
attached to the convention center.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
that was a really nice hotel, though.
It's a really nice hotel, but getting from the train station to the hotel, there's a lot of homeless people there.
I feel like it's not that bad.
It's not crazy.
Yeah.
It's not like
San Francisco.
Not like San Francisco, but there's enough to where they're kind of in the way.
Yeah, okay.
And lugging luggage around and acting like you don't got money or something.
Yeah.
It's like, I'd love to give you money, but I'm trying to get to my hotel and maybe later. I'm sorry, man. Get to the hotel. And that's when, again, you just see all the players that you talk to online. And I think one of the first ones I saw was Min.2.
He was really close friends with you.
Yeah. That was the first time I've seen him since the year before. And, we see each other once a year. I haven't seen him in a long time now. But just, hey, what's up? It's like we didn't miss a beat,
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
We're just talking and talking and talking. And, of course, we have to, like, my dad, he sees, like, I tell him, people know me in the community. And then he's actually seeing this take place. He's like, doing double takes. Like, do people really think Paul's kind of a cool guy or something? What's going on here? Yeah, I tell him, because this is when Nugget Bridge was, full force and people know who I am. And a little later on in the day, people are, oh, Nugget Bridge. Yeah, I love Nugget Bridge. You guys doing? It's like that was another thing for me is people recognizing me for Nugget Bridge because that was an important part of VGC for everyone, especially, people that run it and the people who are invested in it. Because it's
not even that, but also the parents of the people involved in it too. I mean, we've had so many parents come up to us and just be like, "Oh, you guys are a part of Nugget Bridge. I just want to say thank you because you guys are such a great help."
Yeah, I wish it was still around, but
we still are.
Yeah,
sponsored by Nugget Bridge.
Yeah. I mean, more in the way that we used to be, but I mean, we have other commitments. But just again, seeing those people recognize Nugget Bridge and say, you know what, you guys are doing great. It just fueled me to keep doing it and keep at Nugget Bridge because sometimes you just do I really want to do this? Do we still want to keep doing this? And that's this part of what made Vancouver so awesome is people are recognizing Nugget Bridge, and it went a long way for me at least to keep it going.
That's good. I mean, that's great to hear.
Yeah. So, just seeing all the foreign players we generally don't get to see very often.
Once a year.
Now
more because of the international championships, but once a year, yeah.
Yeah. Back then, it was maybe once a year at best. Sometimes they wouldn't even show up because they didn't do so well in their region.
And it's expensive.
Yeah. So seeing all the German players and the UK players, even the Korean and Japanese players, we didn't. We can't really communicate, but what little we could, it was. Pokemon is a universal language.
You're right. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're definitely right there.
Yeah. It's really awesome, and So we just sort of chill, but we don't have any like phone service.
Right.
We didn't.
That was a pain.
Yeah. So
that was a pain.
That was kind of a liberating experience to a degree. Like, my only phone service was using Rashawn's Wi-Fi. I would, look on my phone. Is Rashawn's Wi-Fi nearby? Nope. I guess I can't talk to anybody.
Oh, you had a smartphone back then.
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah. So, that was the way my dad and I communicated because as much as I like Pokemon, parents don't exactly want to be around the event all the time.
Right.
So
maybe find something touristy to do.
He'd always want to do something touristy, so I would just, shut the Wi-Fi off if I didn't want to do something like that, but it's kind of liberating not having to, look at your phone all the time like people do nowadays. It's a pretty unique experience.
One of the I remember that. I definitely remember being what I considered. I'm air quoting this right now, off the grid.
Yeah.
I didn't bring a laptop. I didn't have any way to connect to Wi-Fi. And the first thing I did when I got back to the United States was I posted on Facebook. It was like, hey, I was off the grid for a weekend. It was great. It was amazing. But I totally understand what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's just different. I wish we could go back to times like that. every time I go out of the country, but I still got my phone and stuff. So
And nowadays, Wi-Fi is
it's
just way more
everywhere,
prevalent.
everywhere. Yeah.
Even out in the street.
Yeah. So the hotel had Wi-Fi, but only in the lobby, I think. So
I remember everybody was congregating in the lobby.
Everyone congregated
because of that. Yeah.
Everyone go to the lobby, and then now we can all communicate for a bit, and then it's kind of funny because it's tough finding people. Like, where's everyone hanging out? You never knew because you just have to walk by them and we're following you now.
Yeah.
Because no one could really communicate. Yeah. One of the coolest thing though was the revelation of Mega Kangaskhan.
Oh, that was a sweet one.
Yeah.
That was one of our most liked videos on Nugget Bridge.
Yeah, that's I think that was during the opening ceremony. When the baby hit the second time, everyone's mind was blown there.
Right.
Like, what just
we
happened?
We didn't know about the mechanics at all.
So what was just a simple, innocent moment, and everyone's mind was blown, and suddenly became like a broken Pokemon.
It got better, but it was still definitely
something that just dominated for seasons after that.
Yeah.
Where this, one unassuming thing, we're like, did it just hit twice? What's going on?
Can you target the second hit?
Yeah,
because double fake out? That'd be amazing.
Yeah, there's so much speculation and stuff going on around that, and I wish they had reveals like that. This doesn't seem like they really do so much anymore.
I think that was one of the reveals that had the biggest impact.
Yeah. Because
I think the next year they followed it with Mega Slowbro, and then I forgot what year it was, but they followed it with like Crabominable.
Yeah.
And that was really it.
Yeah.
Mega Kangaskhan, that reveal actually had a huge impact on VGC, whereas the other the
other stuff is
releases were just like, oh, cool, a new Mega Evolution or a new Pokemon is being revealed.
Yeah, but just that room went nuts when that baby jumped out of the pocket and attacked. That was, I think, the most excited I've ever seen a room.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, people in E3 cheering out, the new Fallout or something like that, but we're cheering over Pokemon, and it was awesome just seeing that. During the LCQ, which happened before the opening ceremonies.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, LCQ stands for the Last Chance Qualifier, which was sort of like a play-in tournament, right? Like you try to compete in this one, literally, the last chance to qualify for the World Championships.
I think it was 4 or 8 people qualified. Can't remember.
Probably 4 because I feel like the year before it was also 4.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I didn't think I would do so well, but I ended up doing really well.
I still remember the images of you with the
so
American flag.
I was gonna say there's I think it was the round before the qualification, so I guess you'd call it like the semifinals or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Me versus Artie.
Oh yeah, I remember that. There's pictures of that.
Yeah, like I was all decked out in my American flag gear. I had the American flag shorts, American flag shirt, a bandana, a cape. I was all American out. Yeah.
Look at how American you were.
Yeah, and I'm in a foreign country, so I had to go all out. So
yeah.
And then I guess what you'd consider the semifinals, I play Artie, who's decked out in Canadian gear.
He had to represent his country, right?
Yeah. And so there's pictures of us, fighting
battling
each other. Unfortunately, I had to beat him. I don't remember how it went, but
I mean, it's been so long, right?
It was a really close game though, and Artie is a heck of a battler for someone who didn't have the showings. I guess he can fight hard.
I mean, looking back, he's done pretty well at some tournaments, right? He had a really good run in Seattle in the year after that in 2014. He had that epic battle with Parasect in 2010 Seattle. So he's definitely a great player.
Yeah. I remember that battle. It was exciting because one more battle and then we'd get in. Unfortunately, I lost to a Japanese player the next round who had almost the identical team as me. But again, that's another tournament where I was one battle away from Worlds, It's unfortunate, but whatever. But yeah, the USA versus Canada stuff. Those images are floating around on my Facebook, which
I mean, that happened in 2012 as well in
Yeah.
Hawaii. I mean, I remember there was pictures of you, and also Jason
Yeah.
already also had his Canadian gear too. So
there we were friends. 'Cause
now
we
you
were-
guys are rivals.
Yeah, we were posing together. You know, we were both decked out in our gear, and then now we're rivals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came out on top of that, but it was a really exciting, just the two of us sitting there and battling it out. Yeah, it was a pretty exciting tournament, but watching Aaron miss a lot of moves. Sajan's team was pretty awesome.
Magmar.
And then
The Eviolite Magmar.
Yeah,
would
Eviolite
follow me
Magmar.
to burn things too.
Yeah, and then
Badu.
that eventually came back. He won with Pachirisu, which is basically very similar idea.
Yeah. Bulky surprise follow me user.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the birth of a pretty unique team back then. I think more people cared about that team than Arash's team. And that was the first non-American, non-Japanese to win Worlds,
First European
Yeah.
world champion, yeah.
which is cool to see. I remember the food court there very well.
The one in the Pacific Center, right?
It's right across the street
Yeah,
from
in the mall.
venue.
In the
Yeah.
mall? Yeah.
There's this Greek place there that we had breakfast a few times with my dad and Maylee. My dad, you know how he is. He's a bit of a outgoing guy, very friendly.
Absolutely very friendly, yeah.
He got into conversations with the owner or what manager or something there, some older Middle Eastern or Greek guy, and they were just talking and talking and talking and talking, and we'd go there every day just to see this guy.
Was this place called Opa?
I don't remember.
No?
I can't remember the name. But then I would go there years later. I forget, 2015 or something. Hey, he's still there, Dad. I went last year, the year before. Hey, he's still there, Dad. Just giving him updates on the guy that we met that one time.
Yeah. But you never talked to him.
I never really talked to him
Yeah.
other than to order my food. But my dad had some interesting conversations with him for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just still remember, and that place is still there. I hope it is. Just it brings back fond memories of that tournament and all
yeah,
that.
I mean, it's just ingrained in your mind, right?
Just
Like your
that
dad
food
just
court.
being so nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I fell in love with that city. Because that was such a great venue. It was right next to the port, so the seaplanes were going out. I really wanted to do that, but we didn't have time or money back then.
It was really scenic.
Yeah, it's such a scenic city. I've gone there so many times now. It's probably my favorite city outside of maybe Tokyo, just to go and hang out. And yeah, so then basically all the stuff that I wanted to do that I couldn't back then, I've gone so many times back. It's the only city that I've gone back time and time again other than San Diego, which is local for me, so that I've just wanted to go and visit
Yeah, it's
outside of Worlds.
I mean, it's amazing, because you went there going into it, you were really there just for, Pokemon purposes.
Yeah.
And then now it's just a city that you love visiting.
Yeah,
right?
it's a city I love, and I would go visit friends that I learned, got from Pokemon. But yeah, it's a great city. I finally got on those seaplanes a few months ago, and seeing the city from the air is pretty awesome. Yeah, it's like I said, it's a city you just keep going. I keep going back to, and I don't know why, but
And there's just so much to do, right?
yeah,
It's
I've
big
never done the
city.
same thing over and over.
Yeah.
I've gone 5 or 6 times, and I always find something new to do.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
How did Melee do?
So
in the tournament?
Melee, unfortunately, she kept running into things that she didn't really know because she's still a very new player.
I mean, that was her first year competing.
Yeah. So she kind of didn't understand what certain things did and didn't play the matchups optimally. So there was a lot of me looking at the tapes, ATC kind of thing.
Battle videos.
Looking at the battle video and just saying, oh, you could have done so much better if you just did this move. And I feel like I probably yelled at her a few times, like, what are you doing? But, I mean, I can't remember, top 16 or something. She definitely could have done a lot better. Maybe not won, because there's some really good players from Asia there. But she definitely...
And Brendan Zhang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she definitely could have done a lot better, I think. But, hey...
but overall, were you proud of how she performed?
Yeah, I mean, just after the Nationals, like, everything after that was gravy. Yeah, just... She didn't do so well, but the way she carried on after that, the next season, she just became dominant force.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it was from just realizing, oh, I can go to these cool places. And, you know. So, unfortunately, she didn't do so well. And it was like our first time I didn't feel like we reached our goal. But you can't always reach your goal. And that was all right. Yeah, it's a heck of a city.
What was your favorite thing that you actually did in that city?
That tournament?
That tournament, just that trip, yeah.
Signing Brendan Zhang to nPA.
That's right.
Yeah, just hanging out with we were all like a lot of people were just hanging out in the pool.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I was there, yeah.
Yeah, just I don't know, people don't really do that so much anymore, but pools were like a really big part of
bonding.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like now, you know, the scene has grown so much that
the scene's bigger and also older, so
and we've kind of splintered, you know,
Yeah.
like it's so big that we each kind of have our own group of friends that, you know, we want to
it was almost like a pool party or something like that. And
that was a rooftop pool too.
Yeah, it was a rooftop
maybe
pool.
It wasn't rooftop, but it was on a roof outside.
Yeah, it was pretty styling and upper class, and you know,
it was a swanky hotel, man.
Pretty swanky hotel, right
on the waterfront.
Yeah, just being in that hotel was pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, Maylee had school I think on Monday, so she left Sunday night.
But you were still there.
I was still there for another day.
Uh-huh.
And then I guess maybe this is actually the most memorable part. We had to check out of the hotel. So me and then a few other people. I can't remember who else was there. Maybe Len.
I was already gone by then.
Yeah. So
I also had an early flight.
We stored our baggage in the baggage area down there. And a few days later on the TCG board, someone was saying, my laptop got stolen.
Oh, that controversy.
Yeah, so there's a big controversy about someone's laptop got stolen.
Yeah.
And I don't want to name names or anything. I don't know.
That's in the past, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened. But they show images of the laptop getting stolen, and I'm in there.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm standing right there as the guy's taking the laptop.
Oh, man.
So I said, oh, wait, that's me.
But not the one.
Not the one taking the laptop.
You're just in the background is what you're saying.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm like standing next to him, not realizing what's going on.
Oh, man.
I'm like, oh, man, I could have stopped this. And it was...
But it's crazy, right? In the spur of the moment.
Yeah, like, I don't know what's going on. But, yeah, just when they released the camera footage of that, I was like, that's me. That's me standing next to them. Man, maybe if I was like, you know, I accidentally bumped into him or something, you know, things would have been different, but...
Would have been an alternate universe.
Yeah, alternate universe kind of deal. That was, pretty much the end of that trip. You know, I went to the airport a little later after a day Dutch. It's a pretty awesome Dutch place.
Breakfast place, right?
Breakfast place, yeah. I've been there a few times since I went back. And then we also recorded some videos. Rashawn and Ray Rizzo and I, we did some like promo videos for Nugget Bridge, but I don't think we ever released them.
Maybe we should dig back into the archives and see if we can find.
Yeah, I really want to see if those still exist, because I think we were like really dumb stuff like Swagger's universal language, and
I remember seeing those.
Did some like poses and stuff. It was pretty funny. We need to find those because they're pretty funny.
Oh, I'm gonna find them now. You know I'm gonna find them.
Yeah, and then not much happened. I made it home.
Just remembering everything, right?
Yeah, I had to. I think I waited in the airport for like 4 or 5 hours.
For your parents?
For my dad to come pick me up.
Oh man, that's
because he had to work that day.
Yeah, that's rough.
And so I just sat in the airport. I had to do it the year before in Hawaii. I just sat in the airport for like 4 hours waiting for my dad.
Oh man,
because he had to work, and I probably could have found other people to pick me up, but
yeah. Well,
my friends didn't like driving down to L.A.
It's far. It's not half an hour away.
Yeah, it's not 10 minutes away. It was an hour and a half drive at minimum down to LAX. So yeah, I just sat in the airport for a few hours, and
it's a great way to wind down from that exciting vacation.
I think I probably slept a few in the airport. I did that the year before in Hawaii too. Just when you got 4 hours, like you're so close to home, but you're not. Like how many times have you gone, returned from a trip, and you've had to wait again in the airport? You usually wait in the airport to go to your destination.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, I'm just sitting there, and finally my dad gets me, and, that was the end of that. But it was a heck of a season overall, and a heck of a
way to end it,
it's
a cap, yeah.
Yeah. I really love that city, and I want to go back soon again.
Yeah.
And,
well, now we can just go whenever.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of, implore people, when you go to these cities that you've never been to play Pokemon, try to do something outside of Pokemon. And heck, go back to that city.
Revisit it.
Because the number of things that I've done in Vancouver since that tournament, I've gone 5 or 6 times, something like that, since 2013. And I've never done the same thing twice, other than maybe a restaurant here and there. And
I mean, De Dutch.
Yeah, I went to De Dutch a few times.
Or that Greek place in the
Greek
mall.
Place, yeah. Like, do something. Like, revisit these cities. A lot of these cities are really awesome global cities, but people they go for the Pokemon. And I really implore people to explore the cities outside of Pokemon. And
you know what's one city that people are most likely never going to revisit?
Which one?
San Francisco.
I mean, we have to visit it. That's our local big city. But
I mean, we got 2 other local big cities, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a heck of a tournament, heck of a season, and a heck of a city.
Yeah.
I really, really, really love that city.
I can tell. I mean, you keep visiting it. But,
yeah.
I really appreciate you sharing that wonderful war story about Worlds 2013, Vancouver 2013. You have anything to plug before we call it?
Yeah, follow the Palpad.
Yeah, you're right.
On Twitter, at the Palpad.
Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Palpad. If you enjoyed it and want to hear more, like and give us some good reviews. Most importantly, don't forget to register us in your Palpad, hit the subscribe button, and follow us on Twitter at the Palpad. Until next time, guys, have a good one.